What is the sure way that you are going to earn your spouse's trust back after you were caught cheating? If you are new, I am Michael. I'm an infidelity recovery specialist. I'm a 5-star Google rated infidelity recovery specialist. I've helped countless couples all over the world rebuild trust after infidelity. I've helped countless individuals all over the world to become trustworthy and earn their spouse's trust back. And a reason why my methods, teachings, and philosophies are so effective is because I was a serial cheater for over 15 years, as well as I was betrayed multiple times in past relationships. So I've walked in those shoes. But for today's video for you is the most effective way, essentially, of how you're going to earn their trust back is by doing things the right way, by being honest. And I know you might be thinking, well, I kind of figured that if I'm honest, well, yeah, that should be able to, earn their trust back. Or you might even be thinking, well, you know what, I've been honest. And each time I am honest, they don't believe me no matter what. So what do I do? Well, remember this. Your spouse cannot catch you in a lie that you do not tell. And the more that you develop a track record of telling the truth and they're not catching you in any lies because you are not lying, eventually over time, you facing that emotional discomfort of revealing the truths to them, they will begin to trust you again over time. Now, why is doing it the right way so very important? Because this. You can try to do it the wrong way by still continuing to hide, avoid, or lie, but realize lies and truth will always come to light. And doing it the wrong way can get some results, even if you were trying to trick them or still lie to them and they believe it. Eventually, that's all going to crumble. Have you ever seen the movie The Wolf of Wall Street? If you have, Jordan Belfort, he becomes very successful in the stock market industry. He starts his own company, becomes very wealthy, but he's doing that in a very illegal way. And eventually, over time, his whole empire, everything he's built, crumbles down, and he gets investigated by the FBI, and he goes to prison. And you see in that story, he goes to prison, and then when he comes out, he learned the only way that I'm going to be successful is if I do things the right way. So he started teaching people how to do things the right way, started mentoring people and, running a legitimate business, no illegal stuff there. Okay? And so for you to focus on just doing things the right way may not be so easy. But when you develop the emotional pattern, the psychological habits, the everyday routine of you practicing being honest, by you training yourself to face emotional discomfort. That's all it is emotional discomfort. By you training yourself to handle their emotions and handle your own emotions and do what is right in those moments. It may be scary. It may take some time for you to adjust and adapt. However, the more that you do that, you build the inner patterns. You build the identity of a person that can become trustworthy, that is trustworthy. And here's the thing about telling the truth that might frighten you. If I tell the truth, it's only going to make them think more differently of me. It's going to make them think that I'm even worse than things that I've done, and it's gonna hurt them, and it's gonna cause even more turmoil. But here's what it is, and if you are ready for it, here it is. They may not like the truth. They may even get mad at you at the truth. However, that's how they are going to trust you when they begin to realize that you are capable of telling the truth. How they're never going to trust you is when they keep catching you in lies, and it only makes them believe that it doesn't matter what you do, you're not capable of telling the truth. That's when they begin to give up and become hopeless. And the training that I'm talking about for you, on the outer, in those real situations is, yes, making that choice to face the emotional discomfort and tell the truth. But supplementally, what you can do beyond that is begin to train yourself to be a very calm person. Train your nervous system through a daily practice. One of the best things you can do is breath work, meditation, identity work. These are the things that I provide in my coaching program and my coaching systems, the 9 Stages of Infidelity method, where you discover your core issues of infidelity and cure cheating at the source, because there is training involved. And if you do not train yourself to change, then you are only performing. And answer me this: how long can you perform without eventually falling off? How long can you remain consistent to just decide to be a certain way and it stays that way? You can't, because you've tried that before. Am I wrong? You've promised them you were going to change. You promised them that you were going to be empathetic and compassionate. You promised them that you weren't going to avoid anything, but they continued to catch you in those lies. And so the best thing that you can do is train your internal system, train your identity to be someone who is trustworthy. Doing it, and that is the only way you're actually going to be able to rebuild trust, because everything else is just a performance. Everything else is just fake. It's only changing on the outside. It's only changing just enough so they can begin to trust you, or they can kind of see a little bit of changes and stay with you. And that's also what may frighten you, is that, well, if I'm honest and I tell the truth and I admit this very uncomfortable truth that's going to hurt them, then, well, I'm going to lose my relationship. Well, guess what? If you continue to avoid the truth, you're going to lose it anyway. And so that's why it's so important for you to just do things the right way. And I'm going to make this video very short because I don't want to overwhelm you with too much. And I want to give you some inspiration, some general guidance of what you can begin doing. Starting now. So take these things into not just consideration, but into practice, because the more you dedicate yourself to truly, genuinely changing, that is how, the only way how you are ever going to rebuild trust is when you yourself become trustworthy.